Oh, hi. Is this on? I guess it doesn't need to be. It's just me. The room's really quiet. I'm the only one here. Yeah, so I guess what the problem is that anytime I try and talk about diasporic yearning, it just feels performative. It just feels fake. It's just, I feel like I have to use all of these fancy post-colonialist terms, and I have to talk like I'm in school, and I mean, I am in school, but I mean, I feel like I can't use my normal voice. And that's kind of scary, to not be able to use my normal voice. So then it just ends up being this theatrical thing. I feel kind of put on the spot. Sometimes I feel like I'm forcing myself to talk about things that I'm still processing. Yeah, so I'll write these scripts. Well, they don't start out as scripts. They start out as essays, and then I want them to be scripts. I want to change them into something that I would actually perform, or I'd want to direct somebody performing. I don't just want it to be words on a page. And I like books, and I like writing for the page, but that's not the same thing as writing for the stage or the screen. It's a different kind of audience. So when I'm thinking about how I want to adapt something, I just want to be hyper aware of what works and what doesn't work. This is a lamp. I'll leave that over there. Stretch, 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 stretch. Okay, Audacity. Where's the script? I'll probably have to adjust this mic. So wiggly. Wiggles. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle. All right. A little lower. Levels 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All right, that's good. Make the script a little bigger. All right. Let's do it. For the first 29 years of my life, I ventured to my mother's native El Salvador only in my mind. Inspired by her tales of natural beauty and cultural heritage, my mother's recollections of everyday marvels resonated deeply with me. The sky looked different in the land of her childhood. It was bluer. The stars shone brighter. The language of nostalgia. Whether these statements were true or not, they made me want to visit El Salvador even more. As a girl, that never happened, because El Salvador was no longer the country my mother once knew. The hole in her heart was for the homeland, an era she could never visit again. While she had an immigrant's yearning for home, mine was a diasporic one. El Salvador was my ancestral, not literal, home. As a Virginia-born child of a Central American immigrant and a Northeastern American father living in the American South, I often found myself straddling multiple identities, not fully fitting into one space. This taught me to navigate social dynamics and conform to perceived expectations. However, performing gets exhausting, and I longed to know the Eden of my mother's memories. And I longed to know the Eden of my mother's memories. This diasporic longing drove me to my first homecoming in 2018. I was an eager MFA candidate, and through an artist residency with Labyrinto Projects, the first I was an eager MFA candidate, and through an artist residency with Labyrinto Projects, the first artist to visit after a pause due to escalating gang violence. El Salvador holds the world's highest homicide. Oh, I didn't turn on this light. Oh, you're not plugged in. Down she goes, down below, down, far below. Can she see anything down here? No. What happened to this adapter? Why isn't it functioning? All right, let's see about this button. Snappity snap. No. Whoop. Okay. That light's out. Okay, probably bumping this tripod. Come on, baby. When I think about my parents, and when I think about how they got together, it's a miracle. My dad at that time was an American journalist, and my mom was the Salvadoran lady. She had nothing to do with journalism. She had nothing to do with TV. But my dad came to her country and was covering the war. Like a lot of American journalists at that time, he didn't have any connection to that place. like Joan Didion, just this was a dramatic place. This was the Cold War happening in the Western Hemisphere. And he went. And I think the fact that they met and that they overcame all these language and cultural barriers, and they fell in love and decided to get married and have a family. Yeah, that is a miracle. It didn't have to happen. I didn't have to happen. And I think it's only in recent years, in becoming an adult, that I've started to really understand why they couldn't go back, and why, well, I understood as a kid why they didn't have me and raise me there, because there was a war. I didn't understand the particulars, but that much made sense to me. What I just couldn't comprehend is why they never went to visit. Because I knew that my mom missed that place so much. She would talk about things. She'd talk about food and animals and plants, and she would just sound so homesick. When I was growing up in Virginia, I remember the only people she could speak Spanish to really were nannies. So that meant the moms at school thought she was a nanny. Or once they found out that she was my mother, they treated her like a nanny. And I just wanted to know if this place if she wasn't being treated right where we lived, why wouldn't she go back to where she was from? Not like we would live there forever, but at least to visit. Like, wouldn't it help her feel less alone? But she didn't want to go. She said that the places she knew wasn't there anymore. That it was different. It just really changed. That the war ruined it. And then she started a new life in the United States, and that's what she wanted. That she wanted to live this new life. And she didn't need to go back to that other place because the place she actually missed didn't exist anymore. So I had to go by myself as an adult. I did this artist residency, and that's when I thought I could see what she used to see. But I couldn't, because all that was gone. None of that existed anymore. I could take photos, I could search, bring those pictures back with me, search with my camera, while I was there, and then search with my eyes in those photos when I came back home to New York. But I could never have those days. I could never know what her life was really like back then and back there. And there would always be this hole in my heart because of that. The paradox is that capturing this image did not actually capture what I wanted. Lived experience. Seeing a house with so many relics from that time was not the same as me living then. The hole persisted. For those of us living in diaspora, the longings associated with the motherland may never fully be quenched, but we can find fragments of our family members' memories. There will always be a gap, an emptiness, a hole in my heart. It will be up to me to make beauty from the hole. Aaron, what do you think El Salvador means to me?
I think it means heritage, and it connects you to your family and the roots of your story.
That was a really good answer.
Yeah, I'm smart as hell.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Bye.